Hey guys, welcome back to Paul Block's Garage. I hadn't done a video in a while, mainly, for the reason is just work and basically, the lack of just buying parts to upgrade this car. As you know, before I had done the wheels, the Hellcat / Demon replicas, the 9.5s, the bronze, and Toyo tires. I've done a video once before of where I got the tires from, showed you the business card, about how much I paid for them, and the tire size and the wheels, and where I got them in Pensacola, Florida, and about what I paid on them, and which was another video before this one. And I hadn't really had a whole lot of content, but I had contemplated buying a Hellcat lower intake, cold air intake, the bottom part, factory, and thought maybe they would. And you see me swiping and fighting and stuff in the background, it's me swiping all these gnats. I live in the Gulf Coast, and there's like a bazillion gnats out here, and you can't even come out here and get started doing anything. If you start to sweat, they like swarm you. It's like being in Africa. But anyway, I've already kind of started this install. Really all you do is you just pop your hood. You don't have to undo your battery, nothing like that, or undo any sensors or anything. You just basically have 1, 2, 3 bolts to take out with a this type screwdriver, not the flathead, but the other one, which is the one I'm holding right now. Can't think, but anyway, take those 3 bolts out and take them out. The bolts, these are it. You just pretty much take them out, and then when you do, you just kind of pull it. Pull the box this way, the top part, and when you do, this tube will still be connected. This still be connected to your throttle body, and it should just pop right out and up. And then your factory filter is sitting down in here like this, and you just grab it and pull it out, and you look down there and you'll see where it's hollow in there, and it goes down in the fender well, and it sucks cold air or good fresh air from your fender well up in here and goes into your intake. And a lot of people are buying these $300 and $400 cold air intakes, like Corsa, and the Mopar one is pretty popular, which the Mopar one is open. You can actually see the pretty blue filter with the the chrome or polished tubing here with the bow tie, I almost said bow tie, the Mopar emblem on it, and they want almost $500 for it. And on the top of it, it has like a rubber grommet that goes around the top that when you close the hood down, it's allegedly will seal itself off as the hood shuts down, but over time it won't, and then you'll just be sucking in hot air, and it just make the engine not run to its potential because you're sucking in hot air instead of cold air. So I was going to buy the Hellcat lower intake, which would be this part here, and right here down there where I'm pointing at, it has a hole cut in, a round hole and a snorkel. And basically what it does, let me pull this panel off so you can see. If you're going to install it in like a Scat Pack car, you just take this part right here off. It just pops right up, pulls right up. And you look down in here to your light assembly on like a Scat Pack, 2015 and up, and you should be able to reach inside the headlight, which is this headlight here, the second one on the Scat Pack, and it should be hollow in here, and you're able to reach in behind the headlight inside here on the 2015 and up, and there's like a plug that plugs into that headlight, and you pull the tabs, like 3 tabs, the plug pops out, and that snorkel will go up to that headlight and suck cold air through the headlight, and this rounded part here will still work on the 2015 up. It still has a light in it. 2014 and below, you can't put a Hellcat cold air box on it, but there is a place, I think it's called Hammer, I forget the name of it, I wish I could remember the site. It actually sells a kit that has the headlight assembly you can change out, where you could actually use the Hellcat one and not spend $400 or $500 for one that looks pretty and everything and never really gives you no gains, and really all it really does is give you a better throttle response. I'm going to get my buddy to hold my camera here while I reinstall this. Get you just to shine it down here. just like really easy to get on here. But anyway, this is the old one, and as you see, it's pretty dirty. I don't know when the last oil change was done on this thing. I bought it in April, and the sticker was gone, so it's probably time for an oil change. But I looked at the oil; it doesn't look that bad, and I've only probably put about 1,500 miles on it. But I bought this K&N from O'Reilly's, and that's the part number if you need it. If you're for a 2013 to I think a 2011 Dodge Challenger RT 5.7 liter, and it comes in a package like this, and they come pre-oiled. And if you open it up, and I've seen a lot of people wondering if it's supposed to come like this, and it is, because it's an oil filter, not like your motor oil filter, but they call it an oil filter because it comes from the factory oiled, and you don't have to clean it off or nothing. It's made that way. It's designed to where, you know, when air's hitting it, it goes through a lot smoother. And you can tell by looking at this K&N and looking at this filter, it's just a better filter. I mean, the way it's designed, these pockets through here are wider, and it's got it's kind of made out of better material than this paper material is. Looks like metal or something in here, like a screen, and it feels a lot better. But it's good for 1,000,000 miles. And I actually watched about 2 hours worth of videos last night on YouTube of people actually taking 2 to 3 different, like a Charger, a Challenger, and I think it was a 6-cylinder car, and running a dyno test on them, 3 different pulls, one with the dirty filter in it, one with the an OEM clean filter in it, and then one with the K&N filter in it. And the dirty filter, I think, really didn't give no gains. I think it was like 1%. Actually gave 1% gain in the dyno, and I think even less than that for real wheel, a pull. I guess the guy had went and drove it down the road. Actually did like a 0 to 60 and then a 20 or 45 to 60 or something like that. But anyway, he was showing the differences in horsepower gain, and he was using this thing called a V-box. Now, I don't know anything about what this V-box is, other than he says it measures your airflow. And according to them, on the 3 different cars that they put it in, the K&N over the other 2 filters, one was a CarQuest OEM replacement filter, the other one was the one that came in the car factory, and the last one he did the pulls on dyno and real world, excuse me, pulls, the 0 to 60 and like 45 to 60 or 75. It was actually showing a 4% to 5% increase in horsepower, and a considerably amount increase of airflow. You could also hear it whenever he was driving it. He also did some pulls where a guy was standing there while he revved it, and then when he took off, you'd actually hear the air sucking a heck of a lot better with a K&N in it. And my quickest time in this car, bone stock factory, with this dirty filter that I just pulled out of it, was a bunch of them was 5.6. I did run a 5.4 one day, and I think it was a fluke. But anyway, I'm going to do some pulls later on when the traffic ain't that good with this K&N in it, see if I can get better than a 5.6, to see if I can actually tell the difference. But anyway, a lot of people want to know if the Hellcat breather or intake would work on a 2013 to a 2011. It doesn't. You'll have to buy a kit to replace the headlights, where you can get the headlight that has the little plug that pulls out of the middle, where the snorkel that comes off the breather or the intake will actually go into it and fit in it and pull air. So for now, I'm just doing a K&N. If I decide to do one, it's probably going to be a Corsa, a closed box type intake, because if you do an open intake, I'm telling you, your ambient air pressures are going to be high. They're going to be hot, and you're going to lose horsepower. But anyway, this was a short video. If anybody has any questions or concerns or anything they saw that hey, how'd you do this? I mean, this install took a bit of like 1 minute, and it's a real easy install. Like I said, you just take those bolts out and it pops right out. Pop your air filter in, put your bolts back down, you're ready to go. And you don't have to have a tune to, you know, to use this air filter. And it was like $51.99 at O'Reilly's. But anyway, this is Paul Bart's Garage. Hopefully this helped you out. I'll have more videos coming soon, and peace out.